Welcome to Wrestling with Tim. This is such a weird thing. My name is Tim, and this is episode 3, I think. I don't know. I'm not good at this, and I don't like this, but I'm bored, so that's what I do. Anyway, listen. I'm joined by a friend of mine named Ian,
Hello,
and Ian is a child who has watched wrestling for a very short
child.
time, but knows a lot of stuff.
Child.
I've
Listen, just
known
because
you
I
since
was,
you were born.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't know if 22 is a child at this point.
I mean, I,
Just
you know,
because you're old.
your brain's not fully developed yet, so there's that.
Hey, to be fair, you're past that age and yours still isn't. So,
Okay, so there was no reason to be offended. Uh, how you doing on this Saturday morning?
I'm good, man. Just been busy.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with everything that's going on. SmackDown. I wasn't able to watch SmackDown last night, but I was following through
Mm.
Twitter. Seemed like a couple interesting choices.
Yeah. There's a couple things they did I actually really liked. So you heard about like the possibility last week of Cody versus Logan Paul, title versus title, so like both titles on the line.
Yeah,
One of the things I really liked was they had Logan Paul be the one to take that back and go, no, 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 no,
yeah,
not
I
giving you
saw
that.
that. I was like, I feel like that defeats like all the hype from the segment before though.
What do you mean?
Like the week before segment, they're like, it's gonna be both. Like they weren't explicitly saying it, but it was like
Uh-huh.
heavily implied it was gonna be both belts.
Yep.
And then it feels like they saw all the online backlash of a
Well,
double
so
champion and were
so
like,
so so
never
that's
mind.
to me, that's the beauty of it. Is that like they were like, champion, they said champion versus champion. They never said championship
Champion.
for championship, right?
Yeah.
So I give them a pass on that. But the fact that they if they're gonna take that away from you, they put that on the heel. They put that on the bad guy. Let him do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Logan Paul
And
has
and
been
Logan's that cocky douchebag corporate guy who can
right,
make it work well.
right,
So
and he's been as much as I really don't like him, like he's been really good at like being, oh, you need a villain, I will be that guy. Oh, you need
yeah.
someone to like
Well,
backtracks and be like, no, 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 not my title. Yeah, absolutely. And it makes sense when he does it, right?
yeah, because he's just naturally that type of person. Like
Right.
as
But
a
look,
person, I don't like him. As a wrestler, he's good.
look at all the things that they were going to get backlash on. One of them was like the ring sponsor in the middle of the ring, right? They're going to get backlash on that. Well, Prime is the sponsor, and who's going to announce it? Logan Paul.
Hmm.
You're going to get backlash. At least put all that heat on Logan Paul,
No,
and
I
they've done
agree.
that so well. It's worked so well. So I
Remember when
think
he first came in and they tried to make him a babyface, and it was just awkward because he was fighting like he was fighting Roman, and they were trying to make him a babyface,
hey
but he
hey
was
hey
not a good babyface
to
because
to
he's
be
so
fair
punchable.
that was under a different regime.
Yeah. No, he didn't he turn heel like shortly after that match because he went from
So
Roman to Seth, didn't he? Was there anything in between Roman and Seth?
in my opinion, he's just been a heel the whole time. He's the same character. He's the same person. He doesn't do anything different. When he was a face, he was still like doing all the same things. So I don't see the where the change happened. I just see where like the booking changed so that like it actually helped him,
Yeah.
be that character. So I don't know. Honestly, thinking back on it, I couldn't tell you. Um, but yeah, so I thought that was a great twist. If you're gonna twist something, let the heel be the one that does it. I thought that
Yeah,
was great.
I agree.
Um, Geez, what else happened on SmackDown? We had
Uh,
we had a quite a couple of the semifinal matches completed for the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Um, so I know you said you didn't watch. Do me a favor though, on your phone, pull up YouTube, right? I need like someone else to see this. And go to WWE's YouTube channel, okay?
are you? I have a feeling you're gonna talk about the
Do you have a feeling you know what I'm talking about?
possibly. Does it
I
have to
didn't
do with
run
how
I didn't run
Nia
any of this
won?
by you. All right, now go down to you see where it says it's a video of it says Jade Cargill gets disqualified against Nia Jax. Now just look at
I just The thumbnail's Naya hitting her with the chair. Why is Jade
Right,
disqualified? What
right,
happened with
right.
this?
Okay, so in
Here,
this
let me
match,
kill the audio so we don't get
all
demonetized.
right. So in this match, what happened was, um, Jade's
Naya's
daughter
yelling
was
at
in,
her kid.
yeah, and it was like a real cool moment. And then she went to hit Jade with the chair. Now Jade is supposed to catch the chair, but if you can tell by the thumbnail,
She
not
doesn't.
exactly. But the ref didn't disqualify Nia for that, right? She kind of caught it, and then she smacked Nia Jax with it, and the ref was like, "Hey, you're disqualified." The crowd chants, BS, and the whole segment was hilarious. It was even made even funnier when I got on this morning and I looked at the thumbnail.
Because it's very clear that Naya hit Jade in the face with the
Yeah,
chair. Like
exactly.
Jade did not catch that.
Right,
I had
right.
a I didn't know how this match ended, but I saw on Twitter the Nia Jax advances, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So
They
so
that had to be screwy.
so here's my thing. Just change the thumbnail. Don't point out the big
Oh,
glaring
hold on.
hole.
It's getting there goes the office chair.
Yep. Yep. By the way,
Let me put this on
how come the
two times
office
speed.
chair is not a disqualification?
She didn't hit her with the office chair, she just threw it.
Okay. Well, still. It's like that rule like, well, you can throw someone into an object, but you can't throw the object into them, right? Like
Exactly.
you can throw
It's the
someone
same
into the
reason why the
chair.
steel steps aren't it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But if you throw like the office chair at somebody,
No,
so
that's a disqualification. You're hitting them with the
yeah,
chair.
it
But if
should
you
be.
throw them into the
It
chair,
should be, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it not happen.
eh,
Um, did you get to the part yet? Because it's just funny.
yeah, I'm gonna.
It's just funny that that's like the thumbnail given the title. You know what I mean? I
But
looked I
also,
looked at it. I was so
this
confused.
whole booking of this ending is dumb. You're trying to advance in a tournament. Why are you swinging a chair? Oh God, that cracked her like right in the ear. Ooh,
Yeah.
I put it in point 0.5 so I could see where it hit her. But like also,
So
the
I
booking of
think
that
she
makes
caught
Naya and Jade look stupid
I think
because
she
you're in a
caught one
tournament.
half of it though, right? She caught one
Yeah,
half
she
of it, and
caught
then
like her left hand caught it, but her right hand missed.
yeah. So like her right ear caught it as well. But
Ow.
what were we saying about the tournament though?
I think like
I
that
don't.
ending of that match specifically makes them both look stupid. You're in a tournament match. Like, why are you and there's like you're gonna get disqualified. Why are you swinging chairs?
But for what?
Because like okay, disbelief for a moment. Okay,
Uh huh.
suspend our disbelief.
That's what we do. Yeah.
If Jade doesn't catch that chair, Naya loses that match.
Yep.
Why are you swinging a chair?
Desperation.
But you're gonna lose. The ref's gonna see it. Like it doesn't make
Wait.
sense.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. What is the King and Queen of the Ring for?
They didn't put any stakes on it, but it's just
No.
like
So it's
everybody else has been taking it so seriously.
so it's what it's for legacy. Okay, if you're a person
I'm a
like Randy, if you're a person like Randy Orton or a young upstart, that makes sense. But if you're Nia Jax, why do you care?
because nobody thinks she's good, so she needs to prove that she's not bad.
I would argue that Nia Jax's return has actually been
Well, it's
pretty
better than the
good for the
first
most
time
part.
around. It was
Yeah,
better than the first time around, but
it's been pretty good for
the
the
in
most
ring
part.
work is still clunky.
It's still been way better than last time or the time
Well,
before
she
that.
hasn't hurt anybody yet, so
Yeah, I, poor Kyrie
the bar is
Sane.
pretty low.
I just can't.
The
Every
bar is
time,
pretty low.
yeah, no kidding. Every time I see Kyrie Sane wrestle after that, I just like, please don't kill her. She weighs 102 pounds. You know,
Hey,
even Bianca
respect
and
to her
Shade
for
Cargill,
take
they picked her up and threw her like 12 feet in the air and just, you know,
dude. Hey, respect to her for doing that spot with Jade at Backlash though. That was amazing. And like I know that Jade did it in AEW with somebody else, but
yeah, but
like
the trust you got to have for somebody to be able to just
right,
ragdoll you like
throw
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Ugh.
like I feel like Kyrie's the only woman on the roster who you could do that with.
You probably do it to Dakota Kai.
I
I
don't know.
feel
Coda's
she's kind
maybe
of
like
taller.
maybe what are they the party girls or KC
Oh
squared
yeah,
like
yeah.
Catanzaro and Caden
Katana,
Carter.
yeah, Katana Chance and
I can't call her anything than Casey Catanzaro, dude. She was
I
on American Ninja Warrior.
no,
I
I know.
watched that season of American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, when they changed it, I was like, but why? It's Casey Catanzaro. Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they
I don't
could
know.
probably.
She could probably. I feel like she could probably do that to more people than we probably think. But
I feel like
I
she
think Kyrie Sane's a
feels
good
safer doing
start.
it to smaller competitors though.
Yeah, I feel like she could probably do that to women a little bit bigger than Kyrie. But it's like, should you? You know?
I don't think it's necessarily like the strength issue. I think it's just the margin of error is so much bigger with
Yeah,
those.
and I
Like you
think
can.
it's like a hurricanrana though, right? Like running a
Hmm.
hurricanrana or head scissors. It's like it's not just one person; it's two people like kind of
You can
working
they gotta
together,
swing you up, yeah.
right? So it's like the whoever's being tossed around kind of has to know how they're being tossed and where to put their
Where to
arms and
move
how
their
to land.
bodies.
Yeah, right. So maybe Kyrie is like the best option for
Oh
that,
yeah.
but yeah,
I'm waiting for this tag team thing to end. Dude, I want Damage Control to be over so bad. They have four main eventers in one faction, and they're not, and only one of them's doing anything.
can speaking on that, like, dude, Dakota Kai is really good.
Right?
I I watched her in
Did you not see
NXT.
any of her? I was gonna say, did you see her
No, I
NXT
did.
stuff,
I
dude?
did. But I was like so bored with her as a character. I'm like, you could be like the best wrestler, but I'm just so bored. There's nothing about
Dude,
you
she's
that's
so
like,
good.
but yeah, she's really good. Um, well, and then right
Her,
now they have three because Asuka's injured, but
well, yeah, but like the
so
faction itself. What
right.
even happened with Asuka? Like, did they ever disclose what the injury was?
No.
She was just
Oh, you know
mysteriously
what?
injured.
I think it was like an elbow or a knee or an ankle. Oh, I think it was like an ankle or a knee or something, because
I
it
saw
was
that she
like
was working house shows
yeah,
hurt.
yeah, like really hurt. So I think it's something to do with one of her ankle or her knee. But yeah, no, she's like a woman that scares me because
Oh, yeah,
I feel like she could kill someone. I just smile
100%.
about it. All right, so Nia Jax moves on after in a weird match defeating Jade Cargill. Bianca Belair opens SmackDown against Tiffany Stratton, and this was the one I really was not sure where we were going. Um,
Well, they announced Montez posted on
yeah,
Instagram or something the other day
ex-
that she's pregnant,
he
and so I was like, okay, they're gonna have
he
Tiffany beat
didn't say
her.
she was pregnant. He said he's a father of three, but he has two kids that we know of. So
So
unless
so
someone got a
either
paternity test or like or Bianca's pregnant,
or he just fat fingered the post.
could be, could be.
But
Maybe,
I was like, okay, they made it seem like Bianca's pregnant. This match she loses.
but then she came out first on SmackDown, and I was sitting on my couch like, oh no. And then she was in her ring gear. I'm like, pregnant women can't wrestle. I'm like, okay. And then I'm watching the match, and I'm like, they're actually wrestling. Okay, well, hold on. She can't be pregnant. So
Hey,
nope.
this was what I wanted the SmackDown semifinal to be. I would have much rather this been the semifinal. So put like I don't know how you would have gotten there because Jade and Nia.
Mm-hmm.
But like you could have done well, no, because you don't want Tiffany beating Jade. I don't know. I'm very high on Tiffany Stratton. I think
Yeah.
she's really good.
Yep.
So a semifinal loss, like I really want her to be Money in the Bank this year. I think.
I think she's definitely the number one person for that. Plus, you can give her a
Well,
pink briefcase.
yeah, and sell all those toys. But the thing is, like they've been very weary about pushing NXT call up super hard right away. Like, have you noticed that recently?
Yeah. Well,
Like Braun's been
and
doing squash matches.
yep. But it kind of
Mello
makes sense
lost
though.
his. Oops, sorry.
I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense though if you think about it, because what they used to do is try to bring them up and just keep whatever they were doing, same thing, and then it would just
Hmm.
fail. So I think giving these talent kind of like breathing room to kind of make sure people can connect to you first makes total sense. Carmelo
Yeah.
Hayes comes up and just is kind of a this is a PG show. He's kind of a
Oh,
jerk,
oops.
and that's right. I was trying to think about it. He comes up and he's kind of just a jerk to everybody, just disrespectful, right? Bobby Lashley even
He's cocky.
kind of checked him, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, but it's allowing those moments, or even the moment he had a moment last night with LA Knight where he was backstage and they kind of bumped into one another, and it's just them establishing that this dude is a cocky jerk, and it's like you need to
Hmm.
understand that. Once you understand that and you understand he's all about him and all this stuff, you're gonna be good to go. But I think they're just in these moments where they're trying to establish these NXT talent as whatever they actually are.
Hmm.
I think
How
Tiffany
do you?
Stratton is probably like the just most ready to go though.
How do you feel about of the four main call-ups that we've seen from NXT, as in Mello, Tiffany, Braun, and Ilya? So those are the four main call-ups. Braun Breaker's the one that's been the least impactful on the shows.
I just think it's funny that, SmackDown spent like 3 weeks trying to sign Braun Breaker just for Raw to steal him in the draft.
The
That
draft
is
was so dumb.
that was the funniest thing to me. The draft did
Oh,
not go
dude.
over well, in my opinion. But
No,
that's a different show.
dude.
Of
Let
those
me know when you
four,
have that show because I want to talk about that.
uh,
Bring
uh,
me back for that one.
of those four, um,
Excuse me.
I'm gonna say something that people are not gonna like.
Oh no.
Of those four, Ilya Dragunov, Tiffany Stratton, Carmelo Hayes, and who was the last? Braun Breaker. I think the one with the most potential is Tiffany Stratton.
I don't know if I agree from
Okay.
a skill set standpoint. I think skill set wise, Braun has the most potential, but as of right now, the way they're being
No.
booked, I don't. I think that I don't disagree.
Braun is
So
fast
like,
and tackles people. Um, that
he's a
that's
hoss. He's a hoss
that
wrestler.
that's his whole thing. He's fast and
But look at
tackles people,
but
bro.
look at Monday Night Raw. Their whole main event scene is hoss wrestlers.
I know that's why Raw is gonna be great. It's gonna just be a bunch of big dudes
I
killing each other.
cannot wait for it to come to Netflix.
So the reason I say that Tiffany has the most potential of all four of those to do something really big, is look at the talent that's around her, right?
Yeah.
You have, um, Charlotte. There's gonna be a moment with her and Charlotte. There's gonna be a moment with her and Rhea. There's gonna be a moment with her. We already had a moment with her and Becky, but I'm up for
Did
another
you
one.
watch that
There's
match?
Yeah,
So good, dude.
yeah. I know. That's my point. That's my point. Braun Braun is really great at smashing people in 25 seconds. And don't get me wrong, sometimes you kind of need that, right? You just need someone to just destroy somebody. But
I don't understand why they separated him and Corbin. I really don't.
now Ilya Dragunov is super, super good. But his finish is so stupid.
It's the like flying forearm thing, right?
He runs and lands a forearm on your face. And it just looks like
I mean, that'll knock you out.
it looks like he tried to dry hump you in the air. It's just,
PG.
it's my show. He just runs and like tries to land on you. Like it's just a weird looking thing.
Yeah.
I get it. I get what he's doing, but it just looks dumb.
I mean, it's
You
not the
know?
worst finisher. There's been worse finishers.
Oh, sure, absolutely, but it's not a good one.
No.
For someone of his talent and his caliber, it's kind of it doesn't.
There was a point in time where he was using a sleeper hold as a finisher.
Yeah,
Like
and
when he beat Gunther, he choked Gunther out with a sleeper hold.
yeah,
It was
that
great.
that made more sense than this weird flying forearm thing.
Yeah.
Um, and what was the last one? Oh, Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes. It's Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
He's
I
just
think he's the best mic worker of the four of them.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. And Ilya
I don't know
Dragunov is
him and
him or Braun are the worst.
I don't know if they're the worst. It's just they're not. Mello is Mello was set up for success right away when they brought him onto TV, even in NXT.
Mm-hmm. But
So it's
he's
not
just a smooth talker,
surprising.
bro.
Oh yeah, and the cool thing about Mello is he's had the same character since he got there,
Yes.
but he's
So
been able it's
and
been able to fluctuate between
but
babyface and
but
heel.
look at all four of those wrestlers. They all have had the same characters the whole time.
I think Braun had an actual heel turn, like an actual heel turn.
Sure. But all he was the same dude. All he had to do was just go, you know what? And just like turn up different aspects of like him.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just kind of like an angry dude who just runs and tackles people. You know what I mean? It's like what I think of when I think of Ron Breaker. I run and tackle people and they pass out. That's kind of his
check,
whole thing.
check me if this is an unfair comparison, but Rhino.
I think it's an unfair comparison,
Okay,
and it's only because Rhino has a much uh, bigger um
WWE Rhino.
yeah, well still Rhino still has way more like matches to look at and compare. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But
Run fast, tackle people, win
yeah,
match.
yeah. So anyway, back to this tournament we're never gonna get through. Bianca beats Tiffany Stratton in a pretty good match, not pregnant. Um, and so now we have her versus Nia Jax in the semifinal next Friday night on SmackDown. Who wins?
Bianca.
Okay. So I think you're right.
They're gonna do the spot where she can't pick her up for the KOD, she can't pick her up for the KOD, and then she gets her up for the KOD and wins.
But what if Nia wins? I
Then you
don't
don't
hate it.
have then you don't
Don't
have
hate it.
Jade or Bianca on a Saudi show. That's not gonna fly.
Well, SmackDown is in Saudi, so
Yeah, but the SmackDown and the pay per view are two different things. They want the
sure,
bigger stars on the pay per views.
sure. They're the same
I'm sorry,
arena.
PLEs.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
they're
yeah,
using the
but
same arena, so it's not like it really matters. But
I don't think they have the stadium for the PLEs, don't they?
I think they
Unless
have
they're
the
putting
stadium.
SmackDown in a stadium.
Well, I mean, when's the last time Saudi Arabia had SmackDown? You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think they.
actually,
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
are. I
Have they
think
done
they.
that yet?
No, never.
Oh,
That's why I'm pretty sure they're using the same arena. This way, you don't got to set everything up twice. You just set it up once and be
mm.
done.
Well, I mean that's
Um.
what they did in Philly. They
Yeah.
set up they
Yeah.
set up in the NBA arena in Philly, and
Yep.
then for Raw and SmackDown, and then did the Eagles Stadium for WrestleMania.
Yep. Yep. All right. So you think Bianca? I think you're right, but I think Nia would be fun. On the Raw side, we have Io Sky versus Valkyria. Jeez, that name sucks.
Lyra Valkyria, the Bird Lady.
You think Lyra's gonna win?
I don't know.
I see this as a tale of two stories, right? So Bianca wins if Io wins, in my opinion, and Nia wins if Lyra wins. Actually, Nia could face either one of these two because the story is big
so
person, little person.
here's what I think might happen. There's slight fantasy booking, but follow me. Io beats Lyra,
Okay.
and Bianca beats Nia. So it's
Okay.
Io versus Bianca in
Which
Saudi
actually
Arabia.
makes sense because if you think back to Bianca's
Backlash
whole
2023.
thing, her whole thing was I hate damage control and I hate having to deal with them.
And so in the match, it's a damage control match. So
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie's getting involved, Coda's getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
Who comes down to make the save?
Jade Cargo.
No,
Oh.
Bailey.
Oh. Yeah.
Bailey does not have a match scheduled for this pay per view.
What is the? Are they? They're side note. They're failing Bailey's WWE Women's Championship.
I think it's becoming a bit at this point. I really do. Like the poster thing, the title, like I really think it's a bit with Bailey at this point.
People
It
were
has to be,
actually
right?
really excited for Bailey to beat Damage Control, and then you're just like you're doing nothing with it. But I don't know. But you know what?
Charlotte's
That's
gonna come back and take the title from her anyway.
oh, I'm gonna throw my headphones.
I don't want it to happen, but we've seen it happen.
Yeah. So anyway, so final guess on who wins the Queen of the Ring.
Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair. I think you're right. I think if she gets past Nia, though I do love Nia versus Io because that'd be hilarious. I think you're right. I think Bianca
You
wins.
used to imagine not because Nia's whole thing is like she's extra, she's making fun of people. Can you imagine Nia like mocking Io Sky's entrance as she's walking to the ring with how Io like flails and stuff?
Yes, I've never liked Io's. I liked Io's wrestling a lot. I hate her entrance. It's annoying.
I think her entrance
Ah,
is hilarious.
It's just like, what are you doing? You sound like Tim Allen on Home Improvement. You know.
That's before my time.
That's okay. All right, so let's move on to the King of the Ring tournament. We have uh Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton in the SmackDown semifinal next week.
So
This is going to be
this
a really
match
interesting match, dude.
is dependent. This match is a lot more dependent on Raw's semifinal than the Queen of the Ring is.
Do you want to start with the Raw semifinal then?
So the Raw semifinal is Jay versus Gunther.
Yes.
And the way that I look at it is if Jay wins, Tama Tonga is going to beat Randy. If Gunther wins, Randy beats Tama Tonga. Those are the only two avenues I see going out of this because you're not going to do Gunther versus Tama Tonga
No.
and Jay versus Randy. Like you could do something with that, but they kind of dropped that storyline a while ago.
Yeah. I I agree with you that the only way this really works is if Tama beats Randy Orton and Jey Uso beats Gunter.
But are you going to pin Gunther twice in that close span of
Hey,
time?
if Nia Jax and Beyond and Jade Cargill have showed us anything, you don't have to pin anybody to win this tournament.
Yeah, but it's different, dude. Is Gunther's whole thing is that I'm winning this tournament. Gunther's not going to stupidly
Yeah,
grab a chair and get disqualified.
interference though.
I don't know.
That's actually a way also that Jey Uso could lose and it would be okay. It's also a way
Well, they
Gunther
don't
could
have a
lose.
problem. They don't have a problem pinning Jey Uso. So
Yeah, which is horrible because that man is so over.
his
Uh,
yeah. If only he had a better. My one problem is that he's still wrestling with a tag team moveset, but as a singles wrestler.
that's a conversation for a different day because I'm not even sure what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have to pick a final here though,
I'd
which
rather
is
be Gunther versus Randy.
I think I think that match would be great.
It
But
would be great. Can you imagine Gunther goes for like a power bomb and Randy somehow drops into an RKO?
can
Like
I
that'd be such a good spot.
if Randy can do that anymore? I don't know. He's like 60. Here's my question. Um, what's the best story going into this tournament for these at least for these matches? What's the best story you can come up with?
Like that they're doing right now, or that I could.
Yeah, no. That's kind of going
Well,
on right now that
obviously
you can kind of
it'd be the bloodline story.
uh-huh.
And the conversation would be, well, do we have a pay-per-view without the bloodline?
So
Because if Jay and Tama lose these matches, there's no bloodline matches on this pay-per-view. Do you go a pay-per-view with no bloodline?
here's my thought. The strongest story going in here is the bloodline, Tamatanga, Jey Uso, Paul Heyman's just a just
Cry for help at
sad
Backlash.
sad life right now. I think you have to go with Jay and Tama. Plus, check this out. Jey Uso, we both admit, is so over, crazy over.
Extremely.
Give him the King of the Ring. Just give it to him.
Yeah.
Why can't he beat Gunther? Sami Zayn did it.
And Jay almost beat Gunther for the IC title if it
Yeah,
wasn't for Jimmy.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I see a world where it happens. I just would rather it be Gunther.
I
That's just
can.
personal opinion.
I okay. So I pick. I want to see Jay and Tama just because I've never seen that before. I think it's interesting.
Well,
Uh,
Tama just got here. There's a lot we haven't seen before
well,
out of him.
I know, but at the same time, I think it's just going to be a very interesting dynamic with him and um. I wonder if Jimmy's
I was just
injured.
about to say,
Just
if they book that match, I wouldn't be surprised if that's when Jimmy
yeah,
came
because
back.
that if he's healthy, he was actually injured.
Oh, he
Um,
was actually hurt?
he was actually injured.
Oh,
So
I thought they were just writing him off so that he could come back as a babyface. I didn't know he was actually
no,
hurt.
no. So this could be a thing. I think Jay Tama most just it has the most juice. There's
Mm-hmm.
the most story there. I think I pick I think I pick Jay to win because you got to
Yeah.
give him something. Well, this man, you won't make him world champion. You something. Maybe even Money in
Yeah.
the Bank later. You know.
No, I have my own preference for Money in the Bank, but
Okay.
we'll
Well.
talk about that later.
All right. So your winner for this is Gunter, right?
I want it to be Gunther, yeah.
Whole thing.
It's-
Okay. I think it's Jey Uso. I
Sorry,
just
SmackDown. You
yeah
get the Queen of the Ring.
yeah. No one's like everyone. No one's like SmackDown should win. No. But yeah, I
I mean,
think
I could see a world where Randy would win, but I don't think it would go over very well.
I love Randy Orton, but he is, in my opinion, in the phase of his career where it's not about championships and
No, he just
it's
needs to
not
be putting
about
people over.
exactly. He needs to be helping people get over, and I think him versus Tama Tonga is going to be one of those matches that does that.
Speaking of
Um,
putting people over, have we seen Kevin Owens since WrestleMania? Oh yeah, he was at Backlash.
he
Have we
was at
seen him since
Backlash.
Backlash?
I don't think so. That could be another thing. Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Has Kevin Owens been on TV since Backlash? I don't think he has.
I don't know. You know what? I'm not sure. Anyway, we are running out of time. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's run down real quick the um, yeah, what's it called?
man, I wanted to talk about that third subject so bad too.
Oh, the Wyatt thing. We can come back
Yeah.
after this. Yeah, after this, and
Oh, cool, cool.
talk about it if we need. But let's just talk about the um.
The pay per view.
Yes, King of the Ring. Hard. I had it pulled up, but I accidentally moved it. So first off, we know that Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes are going to face off for the WWE Championship. Thoughts?
Cody.
Go.
Them
Okay,
pulling
Cody all
them
day.
making it not for the US title has pretty much been like, yeah, Cody's gonna win.
It
I
pretty
think if it was it
it
secured that.
yeah, it pretty much just was like guaranteed, and that's okay. That's okay. I think a
Your mid
dominant
card champion
champion.
losing to the world champions, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Not only that, but it's Logan Paul. Um, how about Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed? That's going to be a good match.
Here's what I want to happen. I don't think it will, but I want it to happen.
Uh-oh.
I want this match to establish Chad Gable's new Alpha Academy. So at some point, the Creed brothers come down, take care of Sammy,
I hate the Creed brothers so much.
but they'd be so good. Their style would be so good as Chad Gable's heaters.
Yeah, I agree. But also stop with the stupid cannonball thing. They look
Yeah, that
like
was if
one of the dudes looks like Morgan Wallen on steroids.
I'm
But
not gonna ever be able to see that.
you're not. You're not, and you're welcome. Next time you see him, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, he does."
But
But
no, I
no,
think that the Creed brothers as Gable's heel heaters would be great.
yeah.
Um, and I want Sammy in the world title picture. I didn't want him fighting Gunther at Mania. I get why they did it, but
So
I
are
wanted Chad in that spot, and I still
so
want Chad as IC
is your
champion.
choice Sami Zayn for the Money in the Bank? Then is that what that is?
No,
Okay. All right. Well, fine. So you want Chad Gable to take this, but you not sure.
I'm not sure if they'll pull the plug on Sammy's title reign quite yet, especially in a triple threat.
Yeah. Um. I think you know I think you got to remove Bronson from this.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't think Bronson's there yet.
No, I don't either.
They've been
I don't. I
telling
don't.
this
I don't. I
interesting
don't. I just don't
story
buy
though.
him. I just don't buy him. He's
Oh no, I buy him, just not right now. I think he needs to like take a month off, come back, dominate, and then you put him in that title
I
like
think he's just got
contention.
to grow a personality.
Oh yeah.
You
Well,
know.
he's a monster. His personality is I smash.
Okay. Well, then I think him and Braun Strowman need to have a conversation.
Okay.
Imagine them as a
I'd,
tag team. My God.
I'd watch that.
Jesus, my God. All right. All right. And the last match, we already went through the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. The last match is the one I really want to talk about the most, and we have about 5 minutes. It is Becky Lynch defending the women's world championship against Liv Morgan.
Oh geez.
Mm-hmm.
Because Becky hasn't re-signed yet,
But she's
and
got three. She
her
gonna sign.
contract comes up like right at the pay-per-view or something like that.
She gonna sign, bro.
Probably. I don't doubt she's going to re-sign.
I
And
mean,
because
her
of
daughter
that,
might work here by this point, you know.
yeah,
So
by that point, because of that, I do think Becky holds on to it, but like just barely. Like she rolls up Liv or something.
mm,
I don't. I think it's too soon to put the title on Liv.
I don't.
Well,
I
because at that point, if you're gonna have Becky lose at her first defense, why not just give it to Liv from the Battle Royal?
okay. So let me explain. So I think the when Rhea went down, you could have just given Liv the belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have totally done it. But what does it serve you for a purpose to do so? Just giving her the belt, she didn't defeat Rhea for it. Yeah, she has it, but like it does it. You didn't winning a battle royal means next to nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
It was
Great.
very 2010s booking,
That's how the
putting
Great
on in a battle
Khali
royal.
won the world heavyweight title. Okay, let's just put that in
So,
perspective. So
can I
here's
ask a question?
sure.
The women's world championship was vacant.
Hmm.
Queen of the Ring was happening.
Hmm.
Why didn't they make Queen of the Ring for the women's world title?
I have a suspicion that they haven't announced this. That the Queen and King of the Ring will be for a title shot down the road, probably at SummerSlam,
Probably.
but they haven't said it. That's why we based all of our predictions on there not being any stakes on it. And that's
Hmm.
also why I said, why does anyone care about the King and Queen of the Ring? Because there's no stakes. But I think
But
that
like, I don't
something will be
understand why
loaded.
you would do like an emergency battle royal just for you to then say, "Hey, we're gonna have this giant tournament full of women with no stakes. Put the title on the
Well,
line in the tournament."
the tournament was already going on. First off,
No, it wasn't.
it was it not?
No, it was. It wasn't
Oh, you're
because
right. It
Rhea
was a week
got hurt
after.
like right after
That's
Mania.
right. That's right.
There was like,
The Raw after, so we found out 2 weeks after Mania.
yeah, and the King and Queen of the Ring wasn't announced. Like
Right.
the people weren't announced till Backlash. Have
Right.
the title stay
That's
vacant
right.
for a little bit because Becky didn't defend it at Backlash anyway. So let it
Mhm.
be vacant. Hey, Queen of the Ring is now for the women's world title.
I don't like it. I don't. I think I understand like them going, all right, Becky, you're because Becky was supposed to take vacation
Hmm.
after Mania. She did not. She was like, oh, she was off for a week, and they were like, hey, by the way, we need you to hold this title. And she was like, yep, I got it. I think the point of her holding that title is to validate it when Liv Morgan beats her for it. It
But do
gives
you?
if you dude, if you win it in a battle royal where the goal is to throw someone out of the ring, it's such a weak way to win.
Yeah.
I think she beats Becky as a way to say, Rhea, I'm your equal. I also beat Becky.
Okay. I didn't think about it that way. I didn't.
Mm-hmm. It's what I'm saying. It gives Liv Morgan more validation when she beats Becky because now not only do I have your title, I beat the same person you did. It puts them on the same playing field. Also, I think this match going down, the winner depends on how well Rhea Ripley is recovering. If Rhea is
Yeah.
recovering well and is ready, will be ready in about four weeks or so. Absolutely pull the trigger, give it to Liv. Let her run. Let her just be just annoying.
Can I pitch you an idea?
Real quick, you got a minute. Less than a minute. Do you want to wait to
Liv
the other?
wins,
Do
but
you want to wait to the other side?
it'll be quick. Liv wins via Dominic Mysterio interference.
I love it. I love it. Here, let's do this. Let's shut this down. We'll come right back, and then we will do. What was the thing you wanted to talk about, real quick?
Wyatt six.
Yeah, we'll talk about the possibility of a white six, white family thing, and then we'll end the show. All right. All right. I'm gonna end this real quick. Welcome back to Wrestling with Tim and my guest Ian. Hi, Ian.
Hello.
Welcome back. All right. So before we went to the break, we wanted to talk about this supposed Wyatt six thing
But there's
going
only
on.
five. They've only said
Well,
five names.
we don't until see I play by the rules of until they tell me, we don't actually know.
So
You know what
so
I
you
mean?
go if it's not on TV, it hasn't happened.
Um, well, I don't want to. I never want to assume something and then just find out
Yeah.
that it was wrong. People assume Bianca Belair was pregnant,
Yeah.
and then she opens SmackDown and she wrestles like 15, 20 minutes with Tiffany Stratton, clearly not pregnant. So like
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be the person that kind of like goes, well, this and this and this, and like we don't really know,
Yeah.
but we presume, and what are we're supposedly getting is Bo Dallas starting this group to kind of carry on his brother's legacy. I'm still kind of indifferent on it. I'm not sure about it.
Oh crap.
What?
My laptop's about to die.
And plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. But yeah, so as it goes, I'm indifferent on the whole situation. I think it makes sense that um I think it makes sense given the fact that he wants to carry on this legacy for his brother. but I feel like they really have to be careful how they do it because if you go, in my opinion, if you go to I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be really easy to be disrespectful. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah,
just
and I
I'm
don't
just
even know
hoping
if
they
it
don't
like would
do that.
be. I don't even know if it would be intentionally disrespectful.
I don't think it would ever be intentionally disrespectful, but it's like you're now fusing your legacy with your brothers because, in my opinion, Bo Dallas didn't really have much of one.
Yeah, I mean that is fair. I don't know why. Charging. Hold on.
What's going on?
My laptop's not charging.
Uh oh. Uh oh. So your laptop about to die. What's going on with your
So,
outlet, my dude?
I've been having some electrical issues in the new house.
Ah, okay.
This is great content.
Yeah, well, I'll just keep talking. So, uh, oh, is it working?
No, that one didn't work either. Why? Why aren't my outlets working?
This is great. Oh no. Any luck? Any luck? See, this is why you should have plugged your MacBook in to begin with.
Dude, my Mac was at like really high battery.
What Mac do you have?
I don't know. It's not a new one.
Oh. I have a an M2 Pro and the battery life is just nuts. My Mac hasn't been plugged in this whole time and it is at 79%.
What do you freaking do?
Yeah, yeah, it's real good. It's real good.
Okay. I gotta move my setup here a little bit. You want to just kill this and we'll scrap it and come back in a second?
I'll just stop recording. Hold
Cool.
on. All right, so how do you feel about this whole Wyatt 6 thing going on?
I've Bray Wyatt's character, I never really couldn't like I never really got into. Like I understand how creatively cool it was, but it was never something that I was just like super interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Um so the Wyatt 6, I think it, if done properly, could be interesting, but right now I'm like, where does a spooky character fit in today's WWE? Where does a spooky group fit with how WWE operates today?
Well, I mean, it's all make believe, right?
Well, yeah, but it's all make believe, but it's very much more sports based than it is
Okay.
character based nowadays. There's some exceptions, obviously. So I'm trying to reset my screen. There's some exceptions, like there's characters, but none of them are like super. It's not like the supernatural stuff or like that anymore. It's not like all character anymore. And the Wyatt Six and Bray Wyatt was all character,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't know where that fits in today's product.
I don't know, but I'd really love to find out.
Yeah.
So, see, I'm the opposite of you. I thought Bray Wyatt's, initial character of the the
The cult leader.
the cult leader type thing was really cool because it hadn't really to that level been done before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought that was really really cool, and I was very interested in that. Then it's like they would never give this character like a W on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Every feud he's in, lose, lose. And like, well, wins and losses don't matter. No, they do. They absolutely do.
Well, he
You know,
beat Kane.
everybody beats Kane.
Speaking of Kane, I don't know why this just came to mind. Apparently, in the QR video from last night, it opens with Kane's entrance on Raw, like literally Kane walking down to the ring.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
This is what I saw on Twitter.
Oh, I don't know. I have the link, but I can send it to you. I didn't see Kane. I mean, it might be in there somewhere, but my whole thing is I Kane. Oh my god, how dare you? Um, he goes to fight the Undertaker at WrestleMania. I get it. It's the Undertaker. Okay, fine. He
Mm.
goes to fight John Cena at WrestleMania. That one I understand less. So many people have beaten John
Well,
Cena.
the Cena loss came before the Undertaker loss.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The fact is he just loses every single thing. He talks and talks and talks and talks and talks, and people are like, "This guy's really cool and he's really scary and all this stuff," and then he loses,
See, they were having
which
this
under
thing,
which
this
undercuts
mindset
his
where it's
whole
like
thing.
this mindset that they were carrying was like, oh, he's so over, he can eat a loss, he can eat a loss, and then he just kept eating losses and didn't win.
Yeah,
Like
they
even
treated
going
him as
into
if he was
like
an
the
attraction
and then even with like the Fiend character later on, why did he lose to Randy Orton at WrestleMania?
because Alexa Bliss had black goo coming down from her forehead.
No. I know why, but like why?
He shouldn't have. He should have killed him in like 3 minutes.
Really
He,
simple finish. RKO, snatch him out of the air, mandible claw. It's over.
anything other than what they did. But and it's like the thing of Bray Wyatt's creativity was always limited by the stories that he. This man makes a story, right? It makes a complete arc, and his whole arc is dependent upon someone else going, okay. And it's like it never just worked because
Mm-hmm.
it's always like being stagnant along or being stagnated along the way. And it's like, oh well, actually you're not going to do it. You know, I was so happy when they gave that man the world title, the Elimination Chamber, but I knew, oh great, he's going to face Randy Orton
Oh
at WrestleMania and lose, and he did.
yeah,
You know, and then
you're still talking the first round.
oh yeah, and then finally, they let him go, and I'm like beside myself. You got to be kidding me, dude. How do you let that man go? Even if like he's difficult, whatever. Like the stuff that dude thinks of are crazy. So then we get the
If
Firefly Funhouse. Wild. Jesus. What? I remember watching that. Like, what the hell did I just watch?
dude, I'm like 99% sure Vince did not see the script on that.
He did though. That's the thing.
I
You
I
know what it
don't think
was?
he did.
So Triple H worked with Bray to kind of like make it what it was, but they had to show them to Vince before. And I think one of the quotes, if I could find it, one of the quotes was Vince is like, I don't get it, but it seems really cool. so, so
As Bray's like tearing down everything Vince had built.
yes, even the Vince like puppet, which was the devil.
Literally, that's like me going on Facebook to bash you, and then you being like, "Hey, that was pretty cool what you said right there."
I mean,
Like, what do you mean?
say what we will about Vince, but the fact that he was
Hey,
totally down to be a devil puppet, yeah, Um. So yeah,
I don't think that justifies everything about Vince, though.
no, nope, not at all.
Just to clarify.
I would never justify anything that man has done, especially in any other realm that is not a PG realm that we will not talk about. Anyway, point is, point is, I feel like Bray Wyatt as a character always got like the just about there, and then they were like, you know, even even up to the
It's like that
point.
insurance that insurance commercial where it's like, oh, you almost had it.
Yeah, exactly. Almost to the point where I mean, the tippy top of it for the Fiend for me was they're like, well, the Fiend has to be number one contender because look at him. He's like a crazy psychopath who kicks out of everything and can't be stopped. And they're like, okay, well, we'll just do it in Saudi. And then they're like, oh, put it in Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins. Okay, cool. And then they're like, but how does it
Two
end?
different matches.
What
The Hell in a Cell wasn't in Saudi.
was it not?
No, Hell in a Cell was the first time they fought, and they ended it in
Oh,
no
okay.
contest. And
That's
then he
right.
won the belt the next month in
Yeah,
Saudi. Which,
yeah, that
by the
that's
way,
right. That's
that
right.
stretch of time where WWE kept ending Hell in a Cell matches in no contests, why?
Wait, when was the other time they ended it in a no contest?
Strowman versus Reigns, like the year after, because Brock Lesnar came in and just destroyed them both, and they were like, okay, the match is over.
I don't even remember that.
That was Brock in the Bank time.
Oh, okay. So the
No,
thing,
no, 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 no. I lied
no,
because
no, it
that
wasn't.
match was when Strowman won Money in the Bank. I don't know. It was like the year before
But
because
all I
it
know,
was the year
all I
before
know,
Rollins and Fiend.
all I
Nonetheless.
know is I've watched the Undertaker and Mankind Hell in a Cell, and I know nothing you do is going to stop that match until it stops, right?
Hmm.
And then you're telling me with this character that is unstoppable, unbeatable, you cannot put him down. Seth Rollins, I don't know how many stomps he hit on this dude, and he just stood up, right? Like
Which way
that
to
guy
bury somebody's finish, by the way.
for real. Well, if you're gonna do it, make it mean something. Make the Fiend unbeatable, right? But then you're telling me he just lays there and lets you pummel him with a hammer and like a bunch of toolboxes, and you're like, I can't watch no more. What?
They
We
didn't
have
want to take the belt
we
off Rollins, but they
we
didn't want to beat the Fiend. You know how
right.
you solve that? Don't put the Fiend in a title feud with Seth
Don't
Rollins.
don't do the match.
Here's the thing that I never understood. Why would the Fiend want the title? His whole thing was I'm coming to destroy the WWE. Why would he want the title?
What better way to to destroy something by standing on top of it and knowing no one can stop you?
Don't care about it. This
Sure,
title that
sure.
this title that means so much, which it was the universal title, so it didn't mean jack. Um, it
Side
was the
note,
fruit roll
side
up
note,
belt,
side note. I really liked the gold red. It was like an Iron Man looking belt. Really liked it.
nonetheless. Um, it looked like a fruit roll up, and I'll never unsee it,
Nope, I did not.
which really sucks because separate tangent. Never mind. But it's like the Fiend wanted to destroy the company. Why would he want to win the title and then be the spokesperson for the company? Like, stop. Like, no. Let him go on a streak
How
and destroy everything else.
how many interviews did the Fiend do?
Well, no, I get that, but like,
Like
it's
he
it's
didn't.
this it's this generalized thing where it's like, if you're the champion, you're the
Sure.
face of the
Well,
company.
again, we're talking about Vince McMahon booking.
It's dumb.
So here's the thing, though. So the the Fiend,
I gave myself a headache being so frustrated over
see,
that.
see, you got to calm down a little bit. The whole thing happens where the Fiend loses to Seth Rollins kinda in the Hell in the Cell, and then he just gets up, mandible claws him, and leaves, and everyone's just real confused. Um, and he
It
wins the
was
world. He wins. He finally wins the championship, which had the ugliest belt I've ever seen, which was just his
with the
face. I mean, I first time I saw it, I laughed, but I was like, that is so stupid. You could have done anything
sell
else.
toys.
Sure. So we get past that. Bray Wyatt eventually gets let go by WWE in 2020. This is after he's been like as a person. Wyndham's been through quite a few things. His best friend passed away. Just so many things. I don't know if you saw the documentary, but there's a lot.
I did. Yeah,
Um,
I had to wait a while to watch it just because I couldn't like
mm,
bring myself to.
yeah,
And then I finally did. It was at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I finished it, and I was like,
oh
"Oh, good lord, I
yeah.
need to go to bed."
So, so the whole thing happens. He gets let go. I was so furious. I was like, guys, what are you doing? Comes back with this whole QR code thing, and
The
everyone I
White
think
Rabbit.
knew, right? It's like a play on Alice in Wonderland. We all kind of get it, right? But also,
Well, there was people like, "Oh, it's gonna be Karrion Cross because his character in Lucha Underground was the White Rabbit," and I was like,
okay,
"No, what?
sure,
What do you?"
that's yeah, I saw that as well. But there was never to me, it was never not gonna be Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Um, so he comes back. He's just kind of a version of himself, which I really actually liked.
Oh yeah.
We found out he was working on a new Fiend character, all this stuff. Um, and then he passed away.
That
And
yeah, that really felt like it was out of nowhere.
it, yeah. Well, he missed WrestleMania. He was supposed to fight Bobby Lashley, and then that didn't happen. He just kind of disappeared, and then he had a heart attack.
I remember texting you.
Yeah, I was like, what? Okay, whatever. And
Yeah,
then
and I was and because we both were like, "No, this is a work or something, right?" Like, and
yeah,
then
nope.
no, come to find out, like
Yeah.
that was rough. That was
Yeah.
that just because it came so like out of nowhere.
Yeah. We thought we were on like the renaissance of like the Bray Wyatt run, and this is going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's under Triple H. Let him kind of run and control everything. It's going to be really cool. And then it's just gone. It's like, oh, okay. That sucks.
That was tough.
And so I understand where his brother Taylor Rotunda is coming from, wants to carry on this legacy. I just think we need to be very careful not to tread on things because I'm just going to say it. Bray Wyatt to me is was a uh so smart with the things he would think of and just nuts, right? He was like pure chaos but in a good way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone else can carry on this story or this style legacy without his brain.
Well,
And that's what I'm worried about. I'm
and I
worried
I
that it could
get
become a
that,
watered down version of what Bray Wyatt would do.
and I get that. Here's where I'm gonna like sort of lean in favor of it is that Taylor was already involved. Taylor Rotunda was Uncle Howdy already.
Yeah.
Like they had already so I wonder if they're just gonna like continue the stuff that they were working
Yeah, but
on.
did he make Uncle Howdy or did Bray Wyatt go?
They worked on it together.
Okay. Cuz and this is my thing. I As soon as we get too far gone from what Bray Wyatt would have done,
It needs
we
to be shut down.
right, we might shoot ourselves in the foot. So I think my whole thing is I think we just need to be careful. Cuz it wouldn't take much to just ruin this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And all the cash that we have built up from all the good Bray Wyatt did, and all the people that are going, you know what, I'm happy something's happening in his honor, all that stuff will be ruined the moment you do something that Bray Wyatt wouldn't have done, and that's super
Yeah.
dangerous. You're really It's a fine balancing act, and I hope they pull it off. I really really do.
Yeah.
I'm just really concerned. And another thing, my God, just freaking debut already, please. I'm really done
King of
with
the
the
Ring.
QR codes, bro. Huh?
King of the Ring. I think it's
I'm
happening
hoping.
there.
I'm hoping. I thought it was going to be a backlash. And I'm like, cool, let's just knock this out. And then it didn't happen. And I'm like, please, for the love of God, just debut, bro. Maybe,
So the
maybe show up
reason
at King of the
there's
Ring and just destroy everybody. I don't care. Do something.
so the reason I say King of the Ring is there's this theory, and it's not been confirmed. It's another internet theory, but I really like it. There have been a lot of really random and out of left field injuries in these tournaments. Like if you
Okay.
look at it,
Happens.
a lot of people just got it happens, but the QR codes have been popping up during the King and Queen of the Ring matches.
Mm-hmm. Uh, the
So
the one yesterday popped up, I think, during the.
roughly, like yeah,
Wait, now I'm questioning. When did that pop up? Popped up. I think.
or like before or after the King and Queen of the Ring matches or whatever.
I like where this
So
theory is
this
going, but I don't know if it's real.
so and again, it's just a theory. The theory is that the Wyatt Six have been hurting people to try to damage the tournament.
So this one popped up during the DIY match.
Okay.
But
DIY.
forgiving
It's
that,
everything.
forgiving
But
that.
like the theory is that the Wyatt Six have been injuring people in the tournament for seemingly no real reason other than to just like mess with the tournament. Like Drew wasn't cleared. They thought he was going to be. Bobby Lashley is one that I really like the theory because who was Bray's last feud before he passed? Bobby Lashley.
Well, they talked, and that was about it.
Well, it was supposed to be the last feud.
Sure.
Who else? Asuka got injured. That one we know is legit. Um, Ivy
Zelina Vega.
Nile, Zelina Vega. These, and if you look, it's really weird that it's all so many injuries are happening in this short span of time. Now it could just be that people are conveniently getting hurt after they've been booked for the tournament, but I like the theory that the Wyatt Six is trying to destroy this tournament.
I don't want So you think their angle is screw the WWE for failing Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, and they come in and start going after people who did Bray wrong.
So they're like the Avengers of Bray Wyatt type thing.
Sure. So like they have a feud with Lashley, LA Knight, and they just start working their way backwards in Bray Wyatt feuds. All the people who did Bray Wyatt wrong in some capacity.
So when do they get to Vince McMahon and just beat the piss out of him?
Mm.
It's an interesting theory. I don't think I like it. I
If
think
done,
I think there has to
I
be some sort of connection to something with Bray Wyatt, right? Unless it's a whole new thing and they're just going to move forward. I feel like if this is like a Bray Wyatt adjacent thing, then you have to tie it to something Bray Wyatt did, said,
mm-hmm.
or was involved with. I do believe that to be true. Well, is there anyone on the show that uh has something to do or had something to do with Bray Wyatt?
LA Knight
LA
was
Knight's
his like,
not on the show.
oh, you're talking about King of the Ring?
Yeah, yeah. We think it's where he's going to
Um,
debut, right?
yeah. Trying to think. So Logan Paul versus Cody, neither of them.
We have I got it right here actually. We have Nia Jax versus Bianca. Nothing.
No.
Uh Io Sky or Lyra are gonna verse
Mm-mm.
right, there's nothing there. King of the Ring, we have Jay Uso and Gunther versus Orton and Carmelo Hayes. It could be Orton.
It's not. It's not Mellow. It's Tommy.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
But it could
I'm reading from SmackDown.
it
But
could be Orton. But do we want another Randy Orton Wyatt feud? Like we've seen it twice. It wasn't good either time.
according to your idea, they would have to.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want Randy to be doing something else. I want that Randy versus Cody SummerSlam match so bad.
Yeah, I can see that. Um, so then we have Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed. No. Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan. No.
Or maybe they don't do like a. Maybe it's like an end of show thing, like how Bray returned at Extreme Rules, where they're just in spots in the crowd. Like they just redo
No.
their Extreme Rules return.
You can do that with a bunch of people having just appear, but someone's got to kill somebody.
You think?
Yeah. I, friggin' Cody beats Logan Paul. He's celebrating, and then all of a sudden, lights out. Something, something.
Don't throw them into the world title picture right away.
so, so what? They take out Logan Paul. They're good guys.
That I'm okay with, but not the world title.
No. So what? Sami Zayn? Like who? Who would they go after then?
I don't know.
This is the other thing about this that makes that's difficult to pin. Who's the target?
Maybe there isn't an immediate target.
Okay, then it's retribution all over again.
I forgot about Retribution.
I tried to,
I blocked it out of my
but
head.
they
That's
randomly
bad.
they were caught on CCTV setting like a lamp post on fire, and people were like, "Wasn't there supposed to be a new group debut?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Antifa. They were right there." So, like so stupid, so stupid.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I don't miss Pandemic Wrestling.
But if they have no, actually, I miss some of it. I miss some of it.
No. I miss the Firefly Funhouse. That's it.
Uh, that came out before.
No, it didn't. It was at
Yeah.
36 in the empty arena.
The match. I'm talking about the Firefly Funhouse. Like
No, I
started
was talking about the
before.
match.
Oh, okay. What a match that was.
It wasn't a match. It was a documentary.
Was wild. I remember watching it and going, "What? What just happened?"
So have you seen the list of potential members?
Yes. I don't necessarily like it.
So it's Bo Dallas, Dexter Loomis, Joe
Mm-hmm.
Gacy,
Mm-hmm. Nikki
Nikki
Cross.
Cross, and they brought back Eric Rowan. It's like it's been confirmed that Eric Rowan has
Yeah,
re-signed with the
Eric
company.
Rowan has resigned. I feel like you're missing Alexa Bliss. Uh,
I don't want Alexa Bliss back with the Wyatt family. Let her be the goddess again, please.
I
Let her go.
I liked it.
I
I'll never forget the episode of Raw where she wrestled Randy Orton and she pinned him, and Twitter
and
lost her mind.
Randy's wife was so mad.
Twitter lost their mind. Like, how can I be Randy Orton? It was like the number one Googled thing that night. It was like, what is wrong with you people? Also,
Randy's wife was not happy about that.
yeah, it was so funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, he didn't do it. Also, it's not like he can get up and be like, "Hey, get off me." You know, he's like,
I would like so because there's only been 5 people, and the theory is that that sixth person is just like Bray
well,
Wyatt.
we don't actually know it's going to be the Wyatt Six. That's always been a rumor for years that Bray Wyatt would reform a faction called the Wyatt Six. That's just the
Well,
working.
they had it trademarked. No, they had Wyatt Six trademarked.
Yeah, but it didn't. Nothing ever came of it. So
Yeah,
it's we don't again. Nothing has been told to us, so we don't actually know anything, right?
yeah, it's just
Our
speculation.
speculation is that's what it will be, or that's what we're calling it in the meantime, but we don't actually know.
Yeah,
So, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
the
Nikki,
one the name that interests me the most is Joe Gacy.
I like Joe Gacy. That guy I'm intrigued by. I don't know what he has anything to do with Bray Wyatt.
Well, nothing. What does Dexter Loomis have to do with Bray
I
Wyatt?
that's I don't like him either.
What does Nikki Cross have to
I
do with Bray
don't like
Wyatt?
her in this either.
It's just these characters that have some sort of spooky like character trait.
Right, and I don't like that. This is why I feel like we're getting away from Bray Wyatt and getting into something that's a little different, and
There
it's
was a
not Bray
theory
Wyatt.
that like they would at one point like this was way back when like the Wyatt Six name first like came out. And it was like they were tying some of these guys to puppets from the Funhouse, like
What?
Braun. Yeah, like it was like the humanized representation of the puppets. So like Braun was gonna be Huskus the big boy because he's the meaty guy, and
That was
Loomis.
Huskus was Bray Wyatt
Yeah,
playing
yeah, yeah.
on Husky
I
Harris.
know. Yeah, I know, but just track with me. So like Braun was supposed to be a humanization of Huskus the pig. Dexter was gonna be the buzzard. Um, Alexa was gonna be Sister Abigail again.
Of course.
Um, Gacy was supposed to be Rambling Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
What else was it? What other puppets were there? I think that was it, right?
Uh,
Oh, and then Uncle Howdy and Bray. That was supposed to be the six.
interesting.
So
I
that
don't know
was
about
like
any
that
of
was
that.
way back though. Like
Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that, but all I know is that they just need to be.
careful.
I'm intrigued, but I'm concerned. You know, I just don't know what we're gonna do, and I don't know who we go after because you have to go after somebody. You have to do something,
Yeah,
right? You can't just set a lamppost on fire because then people look at you like you're goofs. You
yeah.
know, so
I
I
don't know.
don't.
I'm very intrigued. I am ready for them to debut though.
Yeah, stop
I'm ready
booking
for it to
them.
happen.
Just you know what would have been more intriguing
Hmm.
is if there was one whole week where they didn't drop any QR codes. Think about it. You're like, did it die? And then all of a sudden it's like, you know, maybe
We're
randomly on like
here.
Twitter or something gets taken down or something. I don't know. You could have done something different. I did like the fact they took over Twitch. That was interesting.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, they took over WWE's Twitch channel.
Interesting.
Yeah, played a video, and the announcers talked about it on SmackDown last night. They were like, things are getting weird. Also, remember the last time these QR codes are popping up, things got interesting. So, and I was like, hey, you acknowledged it on television. So
About time.
yeah,
So
I think I started that last week though. So don't quote me.
yeah, because McAfee mentioned it on Raw,
Nope.
which dude, I love Pat McAfee. So funny.
He's so annoying.
Did you see the reports? This is speaking of commentators. This is pulling away from the Wyatt Six a little bit. Did you see the reports that Corey Graves has been cleared to wrestle?
Yeah, he's been cleared to wrestle for a while actually.
but like they're gonna start possibly using him as like a here and there wrestler.
I'd be intrigued. He was really good. So
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe Corey Graves versus Pat McAfee.
please God, no. Please God, no.
Well, that's like the only feud that
Yeah.
Corey Graves has. He hates Pat McAfee.
But Pat McAfee's
Yeah,
people think he's good because he was in a ring with Adam Cole, who is amazing.
dude, I'll still go back and watch that Adam Cole Pat McAfee show clip
It's
because I
great.
think it's so funny.
That's great. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that
That was
man
just random.
actually broke a microphone too. That was the worst part. I was like, oh, you really did that.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever.
so real quick, I know we're running out of time, but I mentioned Money in the Bank earlier,
Uh-huh.
and you were asking who I thought Money in the Bank should be.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre,
Why?
because after WrestleMania, he went on this tangent about how he hates the Money in the Bank contract. He's been cashed in on twice. He thinks it's dumb and it's a coward's way out. What a way to keep pushing this hypocrite character than have him win Money in the Bank.
Is Bray Wyatt a hypocrite? Or I'm sorry, is Drew McIntyre a hypocrite though?
Yeah,
How?
that's like the whole character.
How so?
The WrestleMania feud was Rollins, you're not focused on me. You're focused on the bloodline. You need to
Uh-huh.
get your focus
Uh-huh.
on.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, McIntyre's focused on Punk.
Sure. Okay. What else?
I mean, that's the only character traits we've had so far because he didn't do anything for Backlash. What do you mean?
Well, I think the story there is that him and Punk are both hypocrites, right? Punk literally said, "I'm home," and then put the mic down, looked at the camera, and said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money." Like,
Oh yeah,
so this isn't about the fans; it's about you. Like immediately, you know?
I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't. It stuck with me. I was like, okay, all right, bro. But no,
Dude,
I think it's gonna be interesting whenever they're both cleared to do the thing.
main event of Clash of the Castle.
Would be great. I just hope CM Punk doesn't get injured in 3 minutes.
Good
Seems
lord.
to be this seems to be his thing. Getting injured in the first three moves of the match, and then the match suffers, and then you're like, "What the hell happened?" And then you're like, "Oh yeah, CM Punk got injured again."
I don't think the Rumble suffered because of Punk's injury because we didn't find out he was hurt till afterwards.
Well, it didn't happen until almost halfway through the match or so.
Well, even like the Punk section of the Rumble, I think was still really good.
It was all right.
I mean, it wasn't like 2023 was obviously a better Rumble, but
Sure, I agree, 100%. But I mean, I don't know.
you've got your opinions on Punk.
I'm sold on Punk as like a person who just talks trash. I think it's hilarious. I just feel like when it comes to like actually getting in the ring, I feel like given his injuries with AEW and constant like injuries, just every time he wrestles, injury, injury, injury. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be doing this anymore. He
Yeah.
to his credit though, he looks like he's in really good shape right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got big, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway,
Yeah.
listen, why don't we wrap this up
Okay.
and then we'll see what happens. King and Queen of the Ring in a couple weeks. Maybe we'll come back and tell
That's
you
the
why you
20.
were wrong.
That's the 25th, right?
So that is. I'm looking at my calendar right now. Yes, it's a week from today.
Oh, dope.
So, and that's early in the morning. We could probably even like talk after maybe.
That'd be dope.
So, but all right, man. Hey, thanks for joining me. This has
Of
been
course,
fun.
anytime.
And I think maybe next time we'll talk about how King and Queen of the Ring shakes out. I think
Yeah,
you're wrong on everything. So,
probably. I don't have a great track record.
well, it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, man. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Okay.
Yep. Have a good day, man.